Hello everyone, today I'll be reviewing the Meilong V3M V2 magnetic UV coated version. So there is apparently 3 versions of this, and this is the UV coated one. There is the standard one and there is the light version. So overall the box design is pretty nice for a budget cube, and I like the design of the box, text, and the cube overall looks pretty good. So you can definitely feel the UV coating immediately, and it definitely feels like the Meilong. It's quite dry, as you can probably hear from the sound of the cube. Very sandy, very dry. I'm not sure they lubed. No, it looks like they didn't lube. The magnets, quite weak, which makes sense because the cube is not that fast. But I do like the feel, as in like the outer texture feels very nice due to the UV coating. And the corner cutting, let's check. Okay, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty standard Meilong. It does feel like the Meilong, but it feels faster. The stability is a bit lacking there. So here is the old Meilong on the left and the new Meilong on the right. As you can see on the right, the Meilong color scheme is much more improved in the fact that the color shades look much nicer compared to the old Meilong. As you can see, there's an ugly shade of almost every color. Like every color looks kind of bad. And the turning here is quite slow, flimsy, and the quarter cutting is very lackluster. And there's no magnets to hold the pieces in shape, so it's kind of flimsy in the way that every magnetic cube kind of looks like this now. So I don't think it would be as pleasant to turn as the new Meilong, which is magnetic, UV coated, turns very fast. Corner cutting is also a bit lackluster, but that's only like a small issue. It's not too bad to the point it'll completely mess up yourself. So I will be doing some solves and let you guys know my thoughts.
So after doing some solves, my final verdict is that this cube is a pretty decent budget cube, and to be honest, a pretty decent cube overall, even if it's still in the budget category. This cube has decent corner cutting, but in solves you kind of have to turn a bit more gently. You can't have an aggressive turning style because that would conflict against the lackluster corner cutting of this cube. Another thing is that you would need to set it up a bit before it can reach its full potential. You need to loosen it a bit because out of the box it is quite tight. You also need to lubricate it with like a faster lube because it is a bit slow for me out of the box. So I have to lube it with like DNM 37 and like other MoYu lubes. Another thing that I don't like about this cube is the fact that it sometimes just flies out of my hands. I don't know if this is a problem I have with all MoYu cube, but it just flies out of my hand for some reason. But the things I do like about this cube is, number one, the speed is decently fast. The UV coating outer texture feels very nice. It's almost as good as against UV coating. Also better than most of the other MoYu UV coating. The size is quite nice. It fits my head just fine. The feel, I love the feel of the cube. But if you were to compare this to like, I don't know, the RS3M 2020, which is like one of the best cubes ever, like ever, it kind of falls short in the sense that the RS3M is more flexible and this is has more of a rigid feel. If you have a Meilong, you know what I'm talking about. And you compare this to the old Meilong, like the one that came out in 2019, this one is significantly better. But better does not always mean great. And this is a like a B tier cube. This is pretty good if you want to have like a nice feeling cube in your hands. Recommended.